hibernation. And the Kingdom roars in joy as he picks up the triple kill.
Immediate movement towards the mid turret. RRQ take it down at 5 minutes. They were able to fight back against Geek Fam, losing the turtle, but gaining 3 kills for Skylar. The AoE we were talking about for RRQ, that is exactly what they've been waiting for. They sacrificed Vince's early game for it, and it has paid off. Looking at the in-game equipment, the Has Claws finished up for Skylar. That's why in the early game, this Bruno has so much more pressure. With 2 items, he's going to reach an even higher power spike than most marksmen, and Masako will have to wait a bit longer for that.
Yeah, they swing the momentum in an instant. Maloyski again so brave to kind of fish out for angles. It's winning in the brush, and so far so good for RRQ. They're able to stabilize that gold difference that you know, it was bleeding. They had to stem it sooner or later, but E-Doc might be caught here. Nah, he won't. He's still okay. So now RRQ, of course, is trying to play behind that team fight potential that they have. The AoE so much so strong against Geek Fam. What does Geek Fam's composition want to achieve?
They want to just keep going for those big plays with some global pressure coming in from the Avatar of the Guardian. That's how they've been able to actually get some of these very quick gangs coming through, and they want to try and play it macro, right? They know that RRQ are so adept at playing the team fights, so they want to use Maloyski, they want to use Vincent, all of these macro plays to really separate RRQ, and the last thing they want is to go for an all-out fight like we saw earlier, but Dyron.
Just a bit of poke over to Dyron. Geek Fam trying to get an advantage anywhere on the map. And so far, right now, it does look like Geek Fam will have to throw Ling into the bottom lane for a split push as RRQ go for the turtle.
Oh, this turtle might be free because Vincent is far, but he has the pinch poise to catch up. Oh, the glacier, and here goes the Avatar of the Guardian.
Flicker out already, so Jin securing it in up with the Earth Shadow. Now with the Primal Wrath, the boys able to flicker out. Puts in the Curse Blast. Skylar with a flicker forward. That was a worldie and a half. Now Veldora catching these balls.
RRQ, they turn it around once again. What was theirs to lose was theirs to win. They get the kills and the cleanup. A boy, Veldora Maloyski, they have to kneel down to the Kings.
The decision to go straight for the turtle, they saw Vincent. They want to pull the trigger, pull the pressure, force Geek Fam to react. Skylar at this point, in a sense, almost the strongest marksman at this time period. You can see that with the crits, he's just nuking everyone down, bouncing the ball straight off the head of Veldora. The invincible Hylos we talked about that can't be killed is falling down so rapidly that Geek Fam can't react.
A lot of damage now from RRQ in all departments. Yeah, we talked about the flow views being that natural counter against the Hylos, with the jumps coming in. And now, of course, Skylar 5-0-1. Having completed his Hot Cloud and the Berserker's Fury. Gonna add more crit even to his kit and his damage output. Geek Fam now. Seems like they're losing in most of the team fights.
Especially, RRQ E-Rock joins us here with the MPL X streamer. Definitely enjoying the performance so far. But look at RRQ. Gonna go for a traitor actually, letting go of the turret on the top side. Maybe it's a bit too generous of them to do so, but they have a plan for this for sure. Now with the turrets taken out on the outer side, they can actually transition to finally pressuring Vincent in the jungle. Lofel himself said this is one of the ways that they are able to actually leverage that mid lane pressure into other lanes. It starts with the jungle and then the side lanes.
The side lanes are, to be honest, pretty much balanced now, as Geek Fam again can always allocate Vincent into having the responsibility to addressing the side lanes, pushing it, shoving it, letting it bounce. And RRQ will always have to send at least one member into that side lane. This time around Skylar, but now they corral against the Lord. Will this be another free Lord? Or rather, a free Lord for RRQ.
Look at Dyron gonna go over to Masako and isolate Maloyski in the process. That's a monster kill. Skylar now slide tackling away from the Eternal Guard. Dyron trying to zone in the back line again. Veldora gonna be caught and onward and Urchin range. That's a freeze and the bridging away here. Dyron goes in for the pursuit. The glorious pathway is used defensively. That is another shot from downtown Skylar, getting the long shots all across the land of Dawn.
The Kingdom are daydreaming, no nightmares so far. They're demons. Skied it down, and RRQ, they take down the tier 2 turret, they get the kills, and they get the Lord.
An amazing performance there. They get the Lord on top of all of that. They went for the pressure. Dairon somehow finding a moment there to zone out Masako to deal some damage, forcing Beloyski to react. But he is not the unkillable Gatakacha in the face of an 8, or earlier, a 6-0 Skylar.
Football does damage.
Football does damage, both physically and mentally, especially when you're a fan. But now, of course, Sotsujin having the Queen's Wings ready, just trying to stack up more in the defense, banking on Skylar to keep hitting the balls and hit the shots, of course, to get even more damage output.
Look at Vincent. With all the mobility, he has been limited to just rotating around, going for clears, not split pushes. As Skylar takes on one more turret, Sisujin trying to go for a punish, but Vincent, way too slippery. Gonna go and try and back up his team though. RRQ might be going for some more.
Where's Pathway already for by Voldora? The holy defense clocked already. Lord to be cleared out. Now in the mid lane, they're actually able to get 2 holy defenses as Sutsujin is still trying to march together with that wave in the bottom lane, but it does seem like Vincent will be able to catch that wave. RRQ staying disciplined, not trying to push further than necessary.
Yeah, they clear it out. I mean, it's the Lord #1, so it's not going to be that defensive, that strong to stand and tank the turret damages. With Beloyski with a taunt towards Edok, he won't really fall off on it.
Great read by Edok right there. RRQ keep up together. All your big long-range tools to try and make plays happen. Look at this, whoa!
Beloyski with the arrival, coming down on him, revitalized there to keep him alive. Skylar's still going to be able to free hit the Lord Spot that comes down with the worldie in the back with a Frenchie Glacier. Too much AoE, too much damage from the Kings of Kings.
Unstoppable in team fights. They will wait. And once you make them wait, they will pounce back. That team fight is almost flawless.
Skylar marching forward. He might actually be able to one-shot Masako. He's ready to flicker if necessary. Masako popping an ultimate. There you go. That's a flicker from Skylar. Let's get a 2-shot there, but it is going to be Vincent's demise. Beloyski left to defend. It does not matter. The Crown Prince will very soon take that crown to become the king.
They slowly wake up from their nightmares. The demons exercised at least for game #1, RRQ. After having to bite the bullet in the early game, they progress and get the win 1-0 against GFAM.
Oh boy, RRQ. We thought it was going to be close. We thought that the first game was going to set the tone for an intense showdown. But with a performance like this, if this is the tone of the match, RRQ looking completely unstoppable. All the tankiness, the BP front lines that were so troublesome for so many teams are powerless in the face of the kingdom.
And what's the answer? Damage output. Every single member can output so much damage. In Sutsujin with the Spear of Alpha. So many ways already. RRQ have decoded GFAM before even meeting them, it seems.
Yeah, and the High Loft did not really have a chance to tank the damage coming in. I was kind of concerned, and that was our concern as well. The fact that the Bruno, yes, deals a lot of damage with the crits, but the DPS is not as massive as how a Moscow or a carry would hit.
Absolutely. And to add on to that, what have I been saying for the last 2 weeks? Julian, Roger, that's it for Vincent.
You're right.
Yeah, that's true.
Leave the lane open. Was it a threat?
No,
I don't think you need to really spend a Ling ban. I think we talked about this a few weeks ago, that when you are facing GFAM, it is highly prioritized for you to ban Ling against maybe Bigatron or Onyx. But when it's like, but when you're up against GFAM, I feel like Vincent's weak point is these assassins that require a lot of mechanics and fast. And yeah, it's okay for you to just let the Ling go, and that's what RRQ did. They let it go. They don't really have to spend another wasteful ban to take out the Ling, and it worked because Vincent, again, Roger and Julian.
If he can actually perform better on it, we certainly haven't seen it, at least in MPL ID Season 14, in the Land of Dawn itself. But if you look at some of the highlights right there, the damage output is great, but you also have to respect the amount of control that RRQ has. Even if the Glorious Pathway comes through with the Glacier, with the Spear of Alpha, there's so many ways for RRQ to just grab everyone from the side of GeekFam and just corral them together. And while they're doing so, indirectly, they're ensuring that these beefy members, the Hylos, the Gatakacha, can never get a finger on Skylar.
Yeah, Skylar was protected pretty well and solidly as well. It's like protect Mr. President. Look at that. How he one-shot at Valdora.
It was a crit, my guy.
Yeah, it was a crit.
An absolutely crazy power shot from afar. As we'll call him Steven Gerrard, we definitely know that he is a player of the game. I think there is no doubt in anyone's mind.
People are saying that, oh, with the new guys, Skylar is falling off, man.
Nah.
No, he doesn't. No, he ain't. And he shared the iconic call from Ranger Emas on the Indonesian desk. Prince Skylar.
Prince or King?
He's been a prince for so long. The king is retired.
Yeah.
Give him the mantle.
Give him the crown.
King Skylar. Presented by our official tournament smartphone. Of course, here is the player of the game highlights by our official gold partner, UBS Gold. The early game was rough, man, with the mobility. And with GeekFam's idea here, oh, the trio mid has always been the problem. Let's focus on that. Let's make sure that Wins can't really be that main carry. And because of that, you can see that Edok and Sysajin kind of also suffer as a byproduct of that game plan of GeekFam. But once the team fights come through, look at Valdora. He has a chance to walk up to Skylar, but he can't do so because there's too much damage. He knows that if he just overcommits there, he's gonna be stuck in a 1v1. Everyone else can be zoned away by the Frigid Glacier. GeekFam make a play for the turtle, and they do get it, but at what cost? By standing in the Frigid Glacier, by taking a 3-man Spear of Alpha to group everyone, and for Skylar to just start snowballing. Here at 9 minutes, it's 6 kills. Look at this. Take the Lord, take the purple one at the same time. Rinse. Despite the fact that the early game was so damaged for him, he was getting picked up twice, he was still flickering forward, making the plays happen. This is the confidence, man. And you talk about crowd control, there's the Edith on top of the Aurora. There is this Phobius coming in from Diamond that was able to find Masako in the midst of that previous engagement. And this is a problem. You can get past 1 or 2, but can you get past all the knockups and crowd control tools that RRQ have? And the answer is no. Not when you have a composition that has to come in from the same direction, like GeekFam has drafted.
And this is, it almost seems like, I mean, this